Oriented times 3, a meditation by Karen Herring. The first time I saw the phrase oriented times 3, I was working in a hospital as a chaplain. The phrase was used frequently in patient charts, and at first I thought it might be shorthand for an extremely oriented patient, like being oriented to the third power or being uber-oriented. I imagined a patient who was aware on many levels, sharp, quick, responsive, cognizant of what's going on inside her and around her. A nurse then explained to me that the phrase refers to being oriented to person, place, and time, a determination commonly made by asking patients, "What is your name? Do you know where you are? Do you know what day it is?" And I began to wonder if we might ask similar questions to determine if a person is oriented spiritually. What would it mean to be spiritually oriented times 3? What questions might we ask to determine that? What is your name? Do you know who you are? Do you know whose you are? Do you know where you are? What is your place in the world, in your life, in your relationships? What day is it today? What time is it in your life? What is it time for? What are you living for today? Tomorrow? Yesterday? These are not unrelated to other questions I ask all the time. What do I believe? Where do I belong? What does it all mean? Certainly, I know the questions better than the answers, but I also know this. We all have spiritual compasses inside us that help us to arrive at our own answers. Sometimes we can read our compasses more easily than others, but we all have something that spins toward north, an inner tug toward the holy. And in those times when our compass is impossible to find or to read, or when it points in a direction we don't want to go, we can turn to one another, or to maps that help us get oriented, or to constellations that guide us to where we're headed. Perhaps this is what it means to be spiritually oriented times 3. Oriented to self, oriented to others, and oriented to the holy. Perhaps this is what we're doing here, together, reading our compasses, finding our way in a universe of shining stars, and making new maps to help one another.